king of the weak. I tell me talk, you will hear them speak. It's only my pain. Negotiations breaking down. See those feelings start to frown. It's more than nothing. Tomorrow never comes until it's too late. I'd be sitting making us will hit you like a punch. It's only Tuesday. What's that? You never thought we'd go to war after all the things we saw. It's April Fool's Day. Which side is it? Tomorrow never comes until it's too late.
Consistency. It never begins with thunder. It never walks in wearing a crown, or holding a sword, or announcing itself like prophecy. Sometimes, consistency is just you, sitting on the edge of your bed, whispering, "Not today, fear. Not today, doubt. Today I try." And it doesn't matter if you try badly. Trying badly is still trying. And trying is the seed from which consistency grows. But here's the part people forget. Seeds grow in darkness first. Long before the world sees anything, you are already becoming something. Consistency is not glamorous. It's not applause. It's not fireworks. It's not a movie montage where your life transforms in 30 seconds and some dramatic message plays behind you. Consistency is quieter. Much quieter. It's waking up when everyone else is asleep, babe. It's showing up when no one is watching. It's practicing in silence when your mind is screaming, "What's the point?" Have you felt that scream? That invisible pressure that tells you to quit because progress is slow, and slow feels like failure. But here's a truth you don't hear often. Slow is still forward. And forward is enough. Do you know about the story of Hare and the Tortoise? You obviously did. Do you know why that Hare was lost by Tortoise? He lost because he was not consistent for his goal. Even if you are fast, you can still lose. Because you are not consistent in your work. The great machine that spins the sun does not decide its work is done. It rises on the dot of morn, as if a steady path were sworn. No sudden leap, no lagging pace, it holds its orbit, bounds its space. This is the constant heart of things, from which all deep creation springs. A stream that rushes, bold and fast, may spend its sudden strength at last. But water dripping, slow and sure, can carve the rock and long endure. It is the rhythm, day by day, that wears the heaviest walls away. Not brilliance flashed, then quickly spent, but purpose held and firmly met. The artist knows the daily touch, not how he paints a single much, but laying shade and line on line until the finished shape is fine. The scholar, with his book at rest, knows learning is a patient test. A little given, hour by hour, that yields the slow, padasi power. So plant the seed, and tend the soil, and honor humble, honest toil. Let passion be the driving fire, but let consistency aspire to be the weight that holds the scale, the wine that fills the lasting sail. For greatness is not found in chance, but in the loud, unwavering dance. The grand music hall was meet for thunderous performances, but in the late afternoon, it held only the subdued, polished sound of Apo's dedication. She sat at the old Steinway, her focus absolute, delivering a perfect, issy clear performance of Debussy's Clair de Lune. In the background, tucked into the velvety shadow of the last column, Wren sketched. Wren didn't sketch the Pino, or even Apo's face. Wren drew the tension in Apo's spine, the way her hair fell precisely over her left ear, and the rigid discipline in her wrist. These sketches were Wren's secret diary, filled with the language Apo's music spoke. Apo finished the piece with the customary breathlessness, yet remained frozen, hands hovering over the keys. Then, she did something Wren had never witnessed in their year of quiet observation. She took a deep, shuddering breath, and started a new piece. It wasn't classical. It was hesitant, fragile, and utterly unlike Apo. The notes were simple, major chords that stumbled and missed the tempo. It was a melody struggling to be born, raw and heartbroken. Wren's charcoal stopped moving. This wasn't a performance. This was a confession. A tear, silent and sudden, dropped onto the white keys, scattering the fused light.
Apo.
Wren whispered, the name feeling heavy and foreign in the silent, echoing space. Apo's head shot up. The sound of her name, spoken for the very first time by the quiet presence in the shadows, was more jarring than any misplaced chord. She saw Wren, not as a shadow, but as a person, holding the sketchbook like a shield. Apo started, her voice a rude whisper.
I didn't know you were still here.
Wren closed the sketchbook slowly.
I always am.
She said, her voice soft but sure.
But you've never played a song that sounded like that before.
Apo's heart hammered a frantic rhythm against her ribs, a tempo far less controlled than any she could summon at the keyboard. She had spent a year relying on the comforting anonymity of the music hall, treating Wren's presence like a fixture, a shadow, a piece of the architecture. That shadow was speaking, breathing, and looking at her with an unnerving, tender familiarity. She quickly wiped the wet tear track from her cheek with the back of her hand, wishing the low light would swallow her hold.
I apologize.
Apo murmured, her voice tight with embarrassment.
The hall is usually empty by now. I was just working out something difficult.
Wren rose from the back rail, moving with the fluid grace of someone who measured the world in shapes and movement. She didn't approach the stage, but stood near the easel, hands resting gently on the closed sketchbook.
You don't need to apologize to me.
Wren said. Her voice was quiet, carrying easily in the acoustics of the room.
And that wasn't working out. That sounded like letting go.
Aka stiffened. Her classical training had taught her that art was about control, not release. She met Ren's gaze warm, earnest eyes that saw past the practiced posture and into the messy truth of the stumbling melody.
I am Ren.
The artist offered, a small, genuine smile curving her lips.
I sketch in here sometimes. Lastly, I listen. Hey, Cuddle.
She replied simply, feeling inadequate.
I am.
A comfortable silence fell, but this one was charged, unlike the previous year's silence. The space between them felt suddenly vast, filled with unsaid observations and unspoken admiration.
The piece you played before.
Ren continued, tilting her head toward the piano.
Claire didn't wound. It was perfect. It always is.
Perfection is the goal.
Aka replied automatically, the mantra of her studies.
Maybe,
Ren countered softly.
but the song you played just now, the one that broke us, that had a soul. It was real.
Aka looked down at the keys, seeing the coast of the tear she had wiped away.
That would be nice.